Incineroar has been around since 2016, and it's been the best Pokemon in the game since 2018, because that's when it gained access to Intimidate. Ever since then, it was the end-all be-all staple Pokemon in VGC. Then, in 2020, it met its new best friend, Rillaboom. This pair had completely taken over the VGC metagame for basically all of Sword and Shield, dominating the usage stats for every single season, even restricted formats, being top 10 Pokemon through it all. This pairing is incredibly strong for a wealth of reasons, but essentially they cover each other's weaknesses really well and do a great job of staving off pressure from opponents, providing multiple instances of Fake Out, Intimidate Parting Shot, and Sustain from grassy terrain. They also make up 2/3 of the commonly used Fire Water Grass core, all while providing bulky support Pokemon that actually do a ton of damage along the way. Once Scarlet and Violet started, we had a break from the evil Incineroar, but that didn't last very long because once 2024 came about, the reign of Incineroar was back, and it still had its best friend Rillaboom at his side. Time passed, and even in 2025, one of the highest power formats we've ever seen, Incineroar Rillaboom was still very prevalent, even taking multiple top 8 slots on the world's roster. Now we find ourselves in Pokemon Champions, and Rillaboom didn't make the cut for Regulation MA, leaving Incineroar all alone. But in these trying times, Incineroar found a new best friend. He'll probably throw it to the side when Rillaboom arrives, but for now, it may be what he was waiting for. That Pokemon is Sinistcha. Incineroar and Sinistcha have solidified themselves as one of the strongest defensive cores in Regulation MA format. And these two mean business. They form an incredibly strong bulky backbone for just about any team you could conjure up, and once again offer 2/3 of the infamous Fire Water Grass core. A Fire Water Grass core just provides a solid foundation for a balanced team, being able to switch around and patch up each other's weaknesses defensively and offensively. You could put pretty much any water Pokemon next to this duo and add any 3 Mons and you'd have a playable team. Incineroar and Sinistcha do so much more than just the Tri-type core, because Incineroar is Fire Dark and Sinistcha is Grass Ghost, which means Sinistcha can switch in on incoming ground, fighting, and water moves and stay relatively safe, while Incin can switch in on Fire, Ghost, and Dark moves and stay relatively safe, all while providing incredible effects with their abilities on switch in. I'm sure I don't have to explain Intimidate to you, but it lowers attack on the opponent's side by 1, both Pokemon. Sinistcha provides Sustain via Hospitality, which heals its partner Pokemon 1/4 HP on switch in. It isn't quite grassy terrain Sustain, but it's an incredible alternative. Could even be better in many instances, as it doesn't provide any benefit to an opponent's Pokemon. It also has access to Life Dew to further this Sustain, and it has a new signature move that can heal itself while doing damage to both opposing Pokemon. That move also has a chance to burn. Why are signature moves so broken nowadays? Sinistcha isn't Rillaboom, but it brings a lot to the table. Instead of Fake Out, it has Rage Powder. Redirection is an incredibly powerful tool in VGC. Whether it helps set up a boosting move or allows a sweeper to walk away scot-free, it's changing the game in a meaningful way. Another interesting tool Sinistcha has access to is Trick Room, a form of speed control that can be used in your favor or to counter opposing Tailwind or Weather speed boosts, or even just reverse an existing Trick Room. This Incineroar-Sinistcha duo has been dominating the online Pokemon scene. Not only are the two at the top of usage stats, they're at the top of recommended partners for each other, which is proving that this duo is being used a lot. If you're wondering where to start with this core, I'll give you a couple builds so you can use these Pokemon yourself. This is the Sinistcha build I've been running in Regulation MA. I'm running Akaberry to defend against the rampant Charizard teams, with Matcha Gotcha, Life Dew, Rage Powder, and Protect. I haven't been playing much Trick Room, so I left it off this build in favor of the Life Dew Sustain. I maxed its HP and put 7 points in defense and 26 in special defense, with the nature being Calm to boost special defense. And I put 1 point in speed to outspeed 0 investment Sinistcha. A lot of the time for these support mons, there is a race to the top of speed. And you'll see that for Incineroar 2 in this format, so this may need adjusted over time. This spread can push back a dual wing beat from an intimidated Aerodactyl to a 3-hit KO. With Akaberry, we live a max special attack without boosting nature, Weather Ball, single target, and eat a Heat Wave from Charizard. We cannot live an Overheat if that's their pick. We live a Hurricane from Timid Pelipper. Max attack with nature boosted Kowtow Cleave from Kingambit was a major benchmark for this spread, but we can't defend against a Black Glasses boosted Kowtow Cleave. Swift Swim Timid Baskia Legion with 100 BP Last Respects doesn't quite knock out, but if it's adaptability or the last remaining mon, it will knock out. Intimidated 32 invested adaptability Baskia Legion Last Respects at 100 base power we can handle. We managed to survive a max special attack with nature boosted Blizzard from Frostlass, assuming a mid to low roll to account for hail damage. 32 invested Mega Gengar Shadow Ball is just a bit shy of taking an Oko, and a max invested Mega T-Tar knockoff after Sandstorm damage, we survive. A lot of great calcs here. This is an incredible defensive spread. My main Incineroar spread is Citrus Berry, but you can mess around with Shuka or Chopelberry. I'm just not too worried about those because this is the spread for the duo, and Sinistcha covers those attacks. And of course, if you do change the berry, you'll probably want to change the spread and account for some more calcs. Flare Blitz, Throat Chop. I want this guy to be able to actually do some damage. Fake Out and Parting Shot, 32 HP, 8 defense, 22 with nature for special defense. And once again, I sent 1 EV in speed for the speed race. This might have to change. But I put the remaining 3 points into attack, so those could go into the speed if the race continues to go. This spread manages a lot of important calcs. Intimidated Max Garchomp single targeting Earthquake. Also Stomping Tantrum is up there pushing for a 3-hit KO with Citrus Berry. Intimidated 32 invested adaptability Baskia Legion Wave Crash is just shy of taking the Oko. 32 invested Rotom Wash Hydro Pump isn't too bad. I didn't know how much investment most Rotoms are using, so this is for Scarf sets. This is a balanced Milotic running 15 special attack, a highly used spread in Champion's in-game usage stats. After a competitive boost, we're still living a Scald from this mid-investment Milotic, although I am seeing a rise of offensive Milotic, which could be an issue for this spread. Klingerous Soul boosted 32 invested Komodo Aurasphere. Defiant boosted max attack Kingambit low kick, and then I added 2 useful offensive calcs. Against the max speed, max special attack Floette, we have a guaranteed 2-hit KO with Flare Blitz. This is with no investment though, and it seems Calm Mind Floette with a bit of bulk is rising in popularity. And the last one here is into a mixed bulk Sinistcha that guarantees us a 2-hit KO with Flare Blitz. But things might change with Life Dew or Matcha Gacha. Both Incineroar and Sinistcha are top 5 Pokemon in usage stats, but together they form one of the strongest defensive cores we've ever seen in Pokemon history. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please like and subscribe. Thank you so much. Goodbye.